everybody, I hope you're all keeping well this lovely Monday. Just hopping on this evening just before I go and do a couple of home visits, just to have a chat about my top tips when those gremlins are settling in, telling you, oh, should we have this, shall we have that? My top tips really about how to beat those. So first of all, I find that planning absolutely everything is really, really important. So I plan the times of day that I'm going to have my products, the time of day that I'm going to have my conventional food, generally the time of day that I'm going to have my coffee, my water, things like that. So my body gets used to having its nourishment and its hydration at certain times throughout the day. I find I'm the type of person that if it's written down in my diary, that I'm generally going to be sticking to that timetable. Obviously that works quite well with my diary work-wise as well, which is brilliant. So generally it's more so the evenings that I would struggle and go a little bit doolally, whether that's when I'm on plan or when I'm maintaining and just generally eating well. It is the evenings that are going to go to pot for me. So I have recently started using my business planner again, and so with my business planner I will put down obviously the hours that I'm at work, the hours that I'm at the gym, when I'm seeing my mum, when I'm going out for coffee, you know, tea is dependent, and then I kind of just have a look to see what I'm going to be doing every evening. I think an awful lot of my slimmers, it is that late afternoon, evening time that they generally struggle. So if you actually plan in your diary exactly what you're doing and when, that really does help. So obviously it's now nearly 6:30, so I'm still at the office. I've got a couple of home visits, so I know that I'm going to be home about 7:15 tonight. I have got a Zoom meeting from 7:30 through till 9 o'clock. So I'll have my camera off because I'll be making my dinner and eating that at that time. So really for me, it's from 9 o'clock onwards tonight that I know that my brain is going to be like, oh, what should we do now? What should I eat? What should I go for? So yeah, when I get home, I will be getting into my pyjamas straight away. I will be taking my face off straight away. And I find that then I'm really not going to go back out to Asda or Aldi or to the fish and chip shop or anything like that. Once I've taken everything off, that's me in for the night. So yeah, writing everything down. So for me, it's going to be 9 o'clock tonight. I just don't know what's going to be on telly anymore now that I'm a Celebrity is finished. So in my diary, I have actually written read at 9 o'clock. So I'll probably be hopping into bed relatively early this evening. I've got a couple of books on the go. One of them's actually from the Speakmans, who do quite a bit like celebrity counsellors, I guess is the probably adequate word for them. And yeah, it's quite an interesting book actually. So I'm reading that at the moment, and then I've just got a normal chick-lit book on the go. And then in the evenings, there's probably going to be something on telly that I like at 9 o'clock. So it's kind of going to be alternating each night. It is really important that you learn to relax in the evening, especially before you go to bed, whether that's reading or chilling out in front of the telly, just to let your brain settle down. It helps you get a good night's sleep. If you sleep well, you're generally going to be more energized the following day. And if you're anything like me, you will then have a better day on plan as well. If I'm tired, that's when, yeah, everything else falls to pieces. When we're tired, we generally go for the high fat, the high sugar foods to give us more of that immediate release. So as long as I'm sensible, get an early night, good night's kip, then hey presto, it really does help. I've got other things as well that I do. So later on in the week, it's things like doing my nails, it'll be doing my face mask, it'll be my hair mask. My ironing, I think, is scheduled for Friday evening this week. I generally have to plan a little bit more on a Friday because I finish earlier on a Friday. So I've got a few more hours at home to think about what I'm actually going to do. And yeah, you've got all those life admin bits like cleaning the house, doing the washing, the ironing, maybe paying a few bills online, like those boring types of things. But that is booked in my diary so that I know what I'm doing every half an hour, every hour, just to keep my mind occupied. So top tip really comes down to keeping yourself occupied in whichever way you want. Plan it in your diary. If there's any days or times that you normally go doolally, you know what they are. We can work around coping with that. sometimes we can look at changing why things are happening on certain days of the week as well. So yeah, again, for me, it was always beforehand, it was always working late. So doing my 12-hour days, I'd normally go crazy in the evenings. Since lockdown, or the last lockdown, I've tried to not do the 8 o'clock finishes, or not do them as often. So hey presto, I've got more time to relax in the evening. I'm eating at a sensible time. I'm not getting the hot sweats throughout the night. So yeah, ultimately my body just feels so much better for making that little bit of a tweak to my day-to-day life, and it is just brilliant. So yeah, there's loads of different ways that you can sort those little gremlins and distract them. Yeah, people do all sorts: colouring books, stitching, painting, learning a foreign language, whatever floats your boat. Schedule it in your diary in those times that you are normally going to go off the rails, and that really does help. So have a nice evening, guys. So just going to go and do some home visits across Telford now, and then back in the office tomorrow, which is great, and another Zoom meeting tomorrow night as well. So it's one of those weeks this week. So my evening's going to be quite booked up this week, which is great. It keeps me occupied. Take care, guys. Bye bye.